Evening. I've just left the thing in the other room. Bye. Hello. Chris here, we're at LM140. Leaving the mistakes in as always, and I'm going to drink some more beer this evening. Already had a couple of beers just to warm myself up, because this is a bit of a beast, and it's from America. So what it does inspire in me is about that much fear, because it has two words: speciality and L. Now the L part doesn't really scare me that much, but the word speciality, it's a bit of a thing, isn't it? And the table I really didn't want to be on when I was judging at Ludlow was the speciality table, because you never really know what you're going to get, and this might be good, might be bad, it might be absolutely bonkers. I don't know. I haven't read any reviews of it or seen anything about it purposely, in order that I get the full experience to myself. So let's hide the logo on that glass. The beer in question is the Bear Republic, so from Cloverdale, California, and it's a Hop Rod Rye. Little play on words there, a little car with flames on it, play on a hot rod, which I presume is a fast American car, a bit like in Greece. I think those were hot rods, but this is a hop rod, so it should be hoppy. There's also a rye beer, and I don't think I've intentionally had a rye beer before.
I'd quite like to try this one.
The wife would quite like to give this a go. It's 12 fluid ounce, so it's 355ml, and it comes in at 8%. Should be quite interesting. I don't know if you can see that in the light. It's not very full up. Disappointing. Anyway, let's open it. For those who are very into that kind of stuff, I'm just looking for the... There's no brew date and no there's no brew date on there. That's concerning. Normally they're on the neck. Do look for that when you're having American beers. Look out to make sure it's fresh as best you can. Worryingly, there doesn't seem to be on there. So I'm going to open it anyway. Tiny bit of smoke. Fingers on the floor. Let's get the pour in. Okay. So what have we got? We've got probably a colour that's in the ruby ale kind of area. We've got a head that's quite fluffy, extraordinarily pungent beer. It smells like a ruthlessly hopped red ale. I mean, almost imagine if a hobgoblin had flavour in it. It kind of smells like that. That's the first hit. Bang full of hops. And it does have that very piney kind of taste that American hoppy beers smell that American hoppy beers often do. You notice it's lost its head almost immediately, but you are getting some lovely lacing on that glass. So it's a well-conditioned beer. It looks relatively fizzy. Let's get out to the light a second. Yeah, quite a lot of bubbles in there, and all moving fairly quickly. They look rough, they look big, but let's see. Let's give it a go, shall we? Cheers. It's a Hop Rod Rye, speciality ale. Okay. Firstly, the mouthfeel. It doesn't hit the mouth as harshly as I thought it might. It comes in and actually is quite mellow. What it does do then is actually you pick up masses and masses of that really, really sweet maltiness. And then that kind of gets taken over by an almighty wash of hops, which go from the front of your tongue all the way to the back, and leave you with a bit of a sticky feeling in the back of your throat, and not in a good way, or maybe in a good way, not in a bad way maybe. Depends on your take on life, really. It almost leaves you with that kind of the feeling that you almost kind of want to open up all of your tubes and just let a heat from the gas out. You know, do you know what I mean? Where you just want to go and just kind of allow it to escape. It's very, very harsh on that hoppiness. Rammed, absolutely rammed for the hops. Excuse me. On the burp as well. Absolutely. It's 8%, and as much as I like a good beer, and I can see why a beer might be 8%, I can't see why this beer is 8%. If that makes sense. It's good, it's nice, but unless I was in the business of just having one 330 in an evening, or 355 even, you know, pushing the boat out, which I'm not generally, I don't see why that. I don't see how it fits into what I might like to do. I don't really get the rye thing in this, and maybe that's because rye bread isn't something that's common in the UK. I can't say I've ever had it, in fact. But then there's nothing in here that tastes unfamiliar, so I don't feel like I've missed out particularly. It is nice. It is pleasant. You wouldn't know it was 8%. There's no real burn from the alcohol. Don't mistake what I said earlier. The kind of wish to go a bit like in the Green Mile, where the bloke goes like that, and all the stuff comes out. You kind of want to do that a bit. It's not because of the alcohol. It's just all that kind of mad hoppiness going on. But I can't really see a place for it for me. It's not a beer because it's so strong that I would want to sit down and have first thing on an evening. It's a bit of a finisher, really, but it's not so pleasant that, you know, for me a finishing beer should be a bit of a sipper, you know, one that you want to just relax with. This is a beer that you could quaff very quickly, but I don't think that's the way to enjoy it. Okay, so what does that leave me with a rating? I like the individual things in it, but I don't like the sum total of the parts. So I'm going to go with an 8. It's good, but it's not great, as Roy Walker might have said. He didn't say that at all, did he? Who said that? I can't remember. I don't care. 3, 2, 1. Wasn't him either. Anyway, 8. There you go. There's your rating. You can go now. You don't have to watch me anymore. Thanks for joining me. Cheers.